Okay, grade 9, you had a little bit of an introduction to linear equations. So this is something of what you did in grade 9. Okay, let's look at the chart here. What's happening to x and then what's happening to y? So what's happening to x every time? It's going up by 1. And every time we're moving on the y, what's happening? It's going down by 3. Okay. So this is what I would say. For each x, we're going to go down 3. So that's the consistent changer. What did you guys call it last time? The multiplier? Does that sound what you would have done in grade 9? This is the multiplier. And I believe you used the word adder. So, if x was 0, what did I have to start y at? 13. So when x was 0, I started at 13. And then for each additional x, I went down by 3. Okay, let's try one that's a little bit more challenging. So, what's happening to x's this time? They're changing by 2 this time. And then what's happening to the y's on each time? They're going up by 6. Okay. This isn't going to help me quite yet because I would like to know how is x changing per 1. So, what if x was to change by 1s, what would be the y increment then? So if you go up 6 for every 2, what are you doing for every 1? That means you're going up by 3. Does that make sense? Okay, here is something that I'm going to make you add in here. I'm going to insert a 2 there. What would you put in the y spot then? 8. 5 up 3 to 8 up 3 to 11. See how I added the missing interval? So what would you put for the interval here when it went to a 4? 14. So we've changed the increments to adjust them. Instead of up by 2 and 6, we went up 1 and 3. Okay, so that means this is going to be my multiplier. For each x jump, you got to change by 3. And then where would the starting point be? So when x was 0, what would the starting position have been? 2. Because I need to jump 1, so that means I'm jumping 3, and I'm going backwards. So then I would put a plus 2 there. Okay, so these are patterns, linear patterns. Okay, we're going to graph some coordinates. Have we done this before, yes or no? So you've seen a graph, a coordinate grid. And horizontally, these are always your X numbers. Your X always moves left and right. And your Y numbers always move up and down. So coordinates are always written X, comma, Y. They're always written in that order. It's alphabetical, if you forget. And X coordinates, the X part of it tells us how much we're going to move left and right. And the Y's will always tell us how much we're going to move up and down. Okay, so where would we put the coordinate A? It tells us to move 5 in which direction? Which 5? Left, right, up, down. Which is this way? I'm going to go left 5 and then 7 in which direction? Up 7. Okay, so from the middle, you're going to have to move left 5, up 7. And then that's where you're going to have to put the coordinate A. Does that make sense where I'm going with that? Left 5, up 7. And there you are. Okay. Question or point B is moving where and where? 1 to the left 1 and down 4. So left 1 and down 4. Is your coordinate B. Okay, can you find C for me? Where would you put C? Do that one on your own. See where you can put it. Okay, so here's mine. I went 4 right and 2 up. Okay, I'll let you try D on your own. Can you figure out where D would go? 8 to the what direction? 6 to the what direction? Okay, are we in the same position? This is D down here. Okay, E, this one's a little bit tricky. There's a 0 in it. So 0 what? 0, comma 5. So what do I do if I have a 0 here? What does that really tell me? It's on the line. I'm not going to move left or right at all. I'm just going to go straight up 5. That's all I'm going to do. So where would it be? It is on the y-axis, right on the axis. You didn't have to move left or right at all. You just had to move up 5. And F. So then finish F. What do you know about F? It is going to be on an axis because there's a 0 involved. Okay, did we put it in the same spot? I went left 2, and that was it. Okay, here's just a quick fact for you. We do this quite a bit in grade 11 and 12. This is quadrant 1, 2, 3, and 4. It rotates like that as a quadrant count. 1, 2, 3, 4. Those are the names of them. You can see that whenever you would be in quadrant 1, your coordinate would be positive, positive, right and up. In quadrant 2, all those coordinates would be negative, positive because they're located left and up. Does that make sense? With the matching signs. Okay, so keep that in mind when you're graphing stuff. Okay, we're going to graph a function, a linear function, by making a table of values. Okay, so the equation is called x plus y equals 9. Okay, I'm going to get you to pick some random x values. So give me any x value you want. 6. Okay, if x is 6, 6 plus y has to make 9. So what would you need y to be? 3. So then I would need to put the coordinate 6, 3 on my graph. Okay, I will give you the next x coordinate. I like to pick this x coordinate if I can. I like to pick 0. So if x was 0, what would the y need to be to make this equation happen? 0 plus 9. So now 0, 9 is on my graph. Okay, anybody else want to pick one? 4, 7, doesn't matter. 4, which would cause the y to be a 5. So 4, 5. And somebody told me 7.
That's a risk with that shot, though, is your shooter's gone, and you're only left sitting one. Like this?
I think we want to try to keep our shooter.
All right, is there any kind of pattern? What's happening? What are these points doing as a pattern? They're making a line. So they all are in a straight line with each other. And would it make sense that this pattern will keep going and going and going? So in math, if I ever graph something that keeps going, that means I need to put arrows. And those are important when you make graphs. Okay? This would be 10, negative 1 down here. I know that. Those add up to 9. Okay, let's try another one here. We're going to pick some x values and see what happens to the y. Okay, what is my favorite x value to pick? 0. Y is 2 times 0, subtract 3. What does that come out to be? Comes out to be negative 3. So 0, negative 3 is on the equation, which I already know it's going to be a line. Okay, what else do you want to pick here? Another x value.
17.
Oh, you know what? I'm not going to go too crazy because it will be somewhere, but it might not fit on my paper. 1. So 2, 1, or sorry, 2 times 1, subtract 3. Without your calculator, what does that come out to be? What is 2 subtract 3? Negative 1, I heard somebody. So 1, negative 1. I'm going to go a little bit bigger. Should we pick something like 4 or 5? Is that okay? I'm going to go with a 4. Two times 4, subtract 3 without your calculator. You can do it. 2 times 4 is what? 8. Subtract 3 is 5. So 4, comma 5. Do those 3 points look like they are forming a line? They should. Whoops, I drew it off. And there we go. That's our line. What? Where did your points not form all in a row in a line? 4 comma 5? Where did I, where are you looking? It's good? Good? Okay. Okay, x comma y. Okay, do you know about math when I say the words input and output? We were inputting an x and it got me out a y, right? That's an input-output. So I'm going to input an x and I'm going to get out a y. You know what makes your life easier is if you have y alone. Okay, so how would I get y alone? Algebraically, how would I get that y alone? What operation connects that? What are those things doing together? Adding. So how would I get stuff out? If stuff is added, I would subtract it. So y equals 7, subtract 2x. Do you understand that I can't combine that? There's no 5x or something like that. That's not how that's working. Those can't be combined. Can't do anything with it. Done. Okay, now, ready? What if x was 0? What is 7 subtract 2 zeros? What does that become? Just 7, right? That's why I like plugging in 0, because it's usually just something's gone, and then you just pick the number. Okay, what else do you want to do here? Do you want to do a 1? Okay, so I'm picking just anything, but not anything crazy. What is y? 7 subtract 2 times 1. Did you pick 5? There's 1 comma 5. Okay, I'm going to go a little bit bigger. I'm going to go with a 4. So what is 7 subtract 2 times 4? Careful there with your math. What is 7? What is it? 7 subtract 8 gets you to -1. So 4 comma -1. Do I already see my pattern? I can see my pattern already. I'm not going to do a 4th point on that one. I can see the connection. And I've made 3 points and they have formed a line.